Welcome to Missouri Sports Talk. I'm your host, Cameron Staley. Today, we've got Missouri High School Baseball Large School Predictions. Unlike on Tuesday, we've got our scoreboard graphics today. Let's jump into it. Class 4 from this week. Stratford versus Clever is where we will start off. This is tonight on the 16th, if you're watching this the day of the upload. Stratford is 6-2 against Clever since 2016. They've got some key wins already this year, although the 9-6 record is somewhat deceiving for these guys. They have already beat Seneca and Nevada, who are both ranked in Class 4. They've looked better against common opponents compared to Clever. I will take the Indians here. Harrisonville versus Moberly for the first time ever on the channel. I don't know, I've never done this, but here it is. We have games of the week. Our Class 4 game of the week, Harrisonville versus Moberly. Give me Moberly in this one. We've got them ranked number 2 in Class 4, sitting at 14-1 this season. This should be an ace day for both if I looked at the schedules correctly. Moberly, they are allowing 2.2 runs per game. Their defense is incredible. Pitching staff has been performing super well. I will take the Spartans in this one. Logan Rogersville versus Fairgrove is our other Class 4 game of the week. Fairgrove is currently ranked number 2 in Class 3, and we've got Logan Rogersville at number 1 in Class 4. This is a hard-hitting matchup. These teams are combined 25-2 this season together. I will take Logan Rogersville. Just like Moberly, they are allowing 2.2 a game. I think pitching staffs are the biggest thing in baseball because you know what? The hitters can be great, but when you're pitching someone locked down, it really doesn't matter unless you've got some elite college commits coming up to the plate. An ace is going to shut down an offense. I think Logan Rogersville, this pitching staff that they've got, has been shutting people down, including teams like Nixa. And I think they beat Willard as well. Willard is number 1 in Class 5. So, I mean, they have some resume wins already. This is a really good team. I think they win this one. Excelsior Springs versus Warrensburg. I went back and forth on this one because I've got Warrensburg right outside of the rankings in Class 5. I think this is a pretty good team. Excelsior Springs we've got, I believe, at number 4 in Class 4. I'm going to go with Excelsior Springs in this one, the home team. They're 3-2 in this matchup history since 2019. These guys are scoring 8.6 runs per game. Bats are looking good. On the 21st, we have North County versus Potosi. I will take the home team here, North County. I expect a high score in this one because Potosi, they have been allowing a pretty good amount of runs in their games, and North County has a pretty big weekend going into this game, before this game, I should say. They're hosting a tournament. I believe they have 4 games in the next 2 or 3 days. So the arms are going to be thin for the Raiders potentially going into this game. And like I said, with Potosi already giving up a pretty good amount. So I think we could see a high-scoring game here. North County 10-4 against Potosi over the past 10 years. I'll take them winning this matchup. On the 22nd, we have Helias versus Camdenton. This is a back-to-back with the CMAC action. Camdenton just announced yesterday they are going to leave the CMAC. They are going to the Ozark Conference after next season. They will participate in the 26-27 round, and then they will be leaving. So I guess congrats to them. That opens up a spot in the CMAC. Hey, maybe that's Blair Oaks. Who knows? We'll see. There's no inside information there. I really hope they do it because they need the talent step up for sure. They already play those teams a lot besides football. Every other sport is playing basically a CMAC schedule besides, I guess, the back-to-back during baseball. But hey, what do I know? I'm not the one that makes decisions, but I do think Blair Oaks would be better off in the CMAC. We'll see what happens there. Maybe they stick with 7. But anyways, this game, Helias versus Camdenton. I'll take the road team here. Camdenton is down 6-1 over the past 10 years. Only won 1 game. So Helias has put a pretty good stronghold on this series, but the Bats are struggling this year. They just got blanked by Rockbridge last night. They're scoring 3.7 runs per game on average. That just isn't going to do it, and they just dropped to Class 4. I think they're in a weird spot right now. They'll get it back together here in the next few years, but think this is just going to be a down year. I will take the Lakers here. Class 5 scoreboard. The top 2 games on this scoreboard that you see with Chaminade and Webb City hosting, both these games are tonight on the 16th. Chaminade versus Rockwood Summit. I'll take the road team here. We've got Rockwood at number 5 in Class 5 right now. They've got 4 straight against Chaminade. In those 4 games, Chaminade has only scored 3 runs. I think that's an interesting stat here. Chaminade allowing 5.8 runs per game. Pitching staff hasn't been all the way there. I'll go with the Falcons here. Webb City versus Kickapoo. Kickapoo's got a really good stronghold on this matchup history, 8-2 since 2016. But they're having an iffy year. Webb City, number 3 in Class 5. This has been an incredible season for them so far. I think they continue with that. They're scoring 8.8 a game on average. Kickapoo allowing 5.8. I think they turn the tide here on the matchup history and take a win out of that big lead. Farmington versus Festus at Farmington. I will go with the road team here, though. Festus, they have not been challenged this year, I must say. They played a few solid teams, but like Valley Catholic is 4 classes under them, and that's probably their biggest key win. And I believe that was a blowout win as well. But I think this is a good start for them, getting some competition in there. I think they beat Farmington here. They're 7-2 against them since 2016, and they are winning their games by 6.3 on average with their run differential. Marshfield versus Vianney is our Class 5 game of the week. These 2 teams, different sides of the 8 ball. Marshfield has played a really tough schedule, sitting at 11-6. Vianney has not challenged themselves so far, 14-4. We've got them outside of the Class 6 rankings. I will take Vianney, though. They're 1-0 in the matchup history. I believe that was in the playoffs last year. They're allowing 1.8 runs per game. The pitching staff has definitely taken advantage of the somewhat easier schedule. I think this would be a really good key win for them. And down the stretch, they're going to play some tougher teams and hopefully look better. John Burroughs versus Lutheran North. This has been complete domination since 2014. Burroughs has not lost in this matchup history. 21 straight over the past 12 years. I think they tack another one on here. But if there's a year to do it, it is this one for Lutheran North. The Bats have been hot, scoring 11.3 runs per game. Very interested to see how this one goes. Summit Christian versus Van Horn. We've got Summit Christian at number 7 in Class 5 right now. They just moved up from Class 4 last year. They have 15 straight wins on Van Horn, somewhat like Burroughs and Lutheran North from the last prediction. It's been going since 2014. They have a 6.9 run differential, so they're winning by about 7 on average every game. This is a pretty good team led by the Zumwalds. I believe they win this one pretty easily. Class 6 scoreboard. We've got a few big hitters on this one. Francis Howell versus Hickman is where we'll start off. That one is tonight. I will go with Howell. They're down 3-4 in the matchup history since 2016. I think they even it here at 4-4. The pitching staff has been playing super well in a really tough St. Louis schedule for these guys, allowing 2.7 per game. Liberty Wentzville versus Timberland. Both teams with an identical record besides Timberland's tie earlier on in the season in a tournament. I'm going to take Timberland in this one. They have an 8-2 matchup history lead since 2018. Liberty is fresh off of a series with Fort Zumwalt West where they probably had to use some of their top arms. So I think, hey, maybe they are a little strained in this one, and Timberland can take advantage of that one on Friday night. Jackson versus Rockbridge is the Class 6 game of the week on Friday. I got to go with Jackson here. They're number 1 in Class 6 right now. This is the first matchup before the 2 teams listed on Misha. Jackson's pitching staff has been incredible, allowing 1.8 runs per game. I mean, that's really good. They're winning their games by 6.9 on average, so just like Summit Christian from earlier, they're winning by about 7 per game. This is a great team. I'm really excited for this one, a top 10 matchup. I believe we have Rockbridge at number 8. This would skyrocket the stock for the Bruins if they could get this one done. Lee Summit versus Blue Springs South. I am taking Blue Springs South here on Monday the 20th. Blue Springs South has the lead in the matchup history, 8-7 since 2016. Lee Summit's arms have not been spectacular this year. They're allowing 8 runs per game. Not beautiful. Blue Springs South, they just had a pretty rough game on the mound as well. Last night against Rockhurst, I think they get back on track against Lee Summit, though. Glendale versus Willard. I have to take Willard here on the 21st. Willard is 11-3 against Glendale since 2016. They're number 1 in Class 5. And Glendale's arms, not perfect, allowing 6.1 runs per game. And Willard, they're scoring at a high clip. So I will take the Tigers here. Staley versus Liberty North on the 22nd. I'm going Liberty North here. They are down in the matchup history 10-4 since 2016. Staley has a pretty good grip on that matchup history there. It's been a down year for the Falcons. They had an incredible year last year. They were runner-ups at state to Blue Springs South. They lost the majority of their team, starters, I should say, at least. It's definitely been a roller coaster year for the Falcons, sitting at 6-9 right now. Both of them have a pretty tough weekend here. Staley is at the Columbia tournament, and I believe Liberty North's got some out-of-state opponents. We're looking at a case where maybe neither of these teams have arms. Good to go for this one. Might see a high-scoring matchup. I think that comes down to the offense here. Liberty North, they're scoring 9.1 runs per game. I think they come out with the win here. We got them ranked number 3 in Class 6. That's all I got for today. Friday's a little up in the wind right now. Might get out to a Columbia tournament game. Atlanta versus New Franklin was scheduled at first, but I don't know if that game's going to end up happening. We also have rain, so maybe nothing happens. So I guess just stay tuned. We'll have some highlights out here soon. That's all for today. This has been Missouri Sports Talk. We'll see you next time.